Hey guys, it's Lucario2213 here again with a brand new top 10 video. The Pokemon that you share so many memories with, the Pokemon that you battle with for the first time, and the Pokemon that you must choose at the very beginning of your journey. Yes, I'm talking about starter Pokemon. With 6 generations and 18 starter Pokemon in total, I think it's about time that I do a top 10 list of my favourite starter Pokemon. So here we go. Number 10! Oshawott. To be honest, the 5th generation is my least favourite out of the 6, but that doesn't mean I dislike all the Pokemon in the Unova region. Despite having the lowest base stats of all water Pokemon, being 308, this little guy is on this list because of its final evolution. From the cute little otter to a fierce and strong samurai, it sure has undergone some major changes throughout its life. Its personality in the anime is also quite humorous as it tries to act tough for Ash, but it leaves all the hard work to Pikachu. I like the fact that Oshawott utilizes a part of its body, being the Skull Chop, as a form of offense and defense. Not many Pokemon have this type of ability, and that's what makes Oshawott a unique Pokemon. Number 9! Fennekin. Being such a new addition to the Pokédex and Pokemon franchise, it was hard to create a bond with this Pokemon. However, as soon as Fennekin was announced, I got really excited. The design is so cool, and the fact that it's not another fire fighting type makes for a refreshing and innovative starter Pokemon. I was a little disappointed when Delphox was revealed, as I was hoping it would stay being a quadruped Pokemon. The concept behind Fennekin and its evolutionary line is great as it's based off the Fennec Fox and Magic. These two elements combined, along with learning some awesome fire and psychic attacks like Magic Room and Fire Blast, is the reason why Fennekin is number 9. Number 8! Turtwig. When I first got Pokemon Diamond, I had the tough decision of choosing between Piplup, Chimchar and Turtwig. I originally chose the Water Penguin Piplup, but when I restarted the game, I thought I'd be different and tried Turtwig, and oh my, what a great decision that was. I really enjoyed having a Turtwig in my party, and when it finally evolved into a mighty Torterra, I was very excited. The fact that Turtwig is based on a turtle and looks very dissimilar to other turtle-based Pokemon like Squirtle is great. Torterra, the giant continent Pokemon, has a fantastic design and made me wonder what it would be like to ride on this thing and be able to sit under the shade whenever it's sunny. It's also a grass ground type and has a really nice moveset such as Earthquake and Leaf Storm. Turtwig is an awesome companion and is one of the best grass starter Pokemon in my opinion. Number 7. Squirtle. Yes, another turtle-inspired Pokemon. Squirtle just beats Turtwig because of its long-lasting impression. It is from Generation 1 and has made a huge impact on the Pokemon community. From being in the Squirtle squad to joining Ash on its adventure, this little guy has a rebellious personality and is still very loyal. I still remember episode 12 vividly, called Here Comes the Squirtle Squad, and those black glasses that he wore. Not only was Squirtle a great personality in the anime, but it was also very good in the games. It was never my first choice in Red and Blue, but I did choose Squirtle quite often, and when it evolved into the all-powerful Blastoise, I did not regret that decision. Blastoise is a massive sea turtle with cannons on its back. Who in their right mind would battle this Pokemon? Even the design of his Mega Evolution is awesome, with an additional cannon. Squirtle has been a great companion throughout the years, and I'm sure most of you agree. Number 6! Treecko. This little tree gecko Pokemon may have the lowest base defense stats out of all the starter Pokemon, but that doesn't mean it doesn't pack a mighty punch. Treecko is my favorite grass type starter, not only because it's from the Hoenn region, but also because of its design. From the agile and swift little gecko to the great and sprightly Sceptile, Treecko's evolutionary line is awesome. Not only does Treecko jump from tree to tree in order to escape or attack an enemy, Sceptile is known for raising trees and treating them with love and care. This kind of Pokemon that lives one with nature is perfect in my eyes. In the anime, Ash's Treecko has one of the most memorable personalities. He's always had a twig in his mouth and is very perseverant. Treecko was one of Ash's only Pokemon to fully evolve into its final stage. Not to mention Sceptile's Mega Evolution being Grass Dragon. Yes, it's very weak against ice attacks, but who cares when it can learn dragon moves and have a design as awesome as this one. Number 5. Cyndaquil. Not only is this Pokemon and its evolutionary line the only starter to retain its sole type of fire, but it's also the first Pokemon to be based on a mammal. This cute and timid little fire echidna or honey badger has made it on this list because of its design. Cyndaquil's round features and spiky fire coming from its back sends mixed messages. Usually round designs soothe people and generally suggest that it's an innocent creature. However, combined with the jagged fire, changes his perspective and makes his Pokemon look quite dangerous and tough. From Cyndaquil to Quilava to Typhlosion, the design has kept a kind of continuity, and that's what I like about it. Cyndaquil was also my first choice when I played Silver for the first time, and has made a lasting impression. Number 4. Totodile. This hyper little crocodile Pokemon is a fantastic companion. It only just beats its Johto counterpart by a smidgen because of its personality in the anime. I remember the way Totodile used to jump up and down and do that funny noise. Even in the Pokemon Heroes movie at the start when Totodile pulls Ash along the boat, that part is pretty much the only section of the movie I can clearly remember. From when I played the new Heart Gold, I chose Totodile and really enjoyed having him on my team. Feraligatr is an awesome final evolution with its massive jaws and its cunning way of attacking its prey. It also evolves when it reaches level 30, which is the lowest out of all starter Pokemon. That's so cool as you can head the 3rd stage before any of your friends. Number 3. Charmander. Yes, another fire type Pokemon, but I just can't get enough of them. I know it's a cliche to have a Charmander on this list, but who could leave one of the best starters out? Around 20 years ago, Charmander was born and has stayed with the Pokemon community for this entire time. It was extremely popular back when Red and Blue were out and is still very much loved. Heck, Charizard even got 2 Mega Evolutions because of it. Talk about favoritism, but I digress. Even in the anime episode 11, Charmander the Stray Pokemon, I fell in love with Charmander. How could a trainer just abandon this poor Pokemon like that? Especially when Charmander will die if his flame goes out, and it just happened to be raining that night. I think that was the first episode I ever cried in. Charmander, and later on in the series, Charizard, was my favourite out of all of Ash's Pokemon, because of its naughty nature. But it later became Ash's best Pokemon, and he was able to defeat many trainers because of Charizard. Number 2. Mudkip. How could I say no to this cute blue Pokemon? Not only is Mudkip from the Hoenn region, but in my opinion, Mudkip is the best water starter Pokemon. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something about Mudkip that I really love. Whether it be its axolotl-esque design, or the warm and fuzzy feeling that I get when I throw a Pokeball and Mudkip comes out to defend me. Ever since Ruby and Sapphire were released, I was enticed by this little blue critter. And if you think Mudkip is cool, wait until you see its final evolution, Swampert. Swampert is a water ground Pokemon and has the fewest weaknesses of any other starter Pokemon. I really like the strong and defiant appearance of Swampert, and pretty much its entire design is flawless. Not only that, but the shiny version of Mudkip, Marshtomp and Swampert are purple, which of course is my favourite colour. Number 1! Torchic! Could you guess what my number 1 would be? Of course it's another Hoenn Pokemon, but I just can't help loving all things Hoenn. Torchic was my very first Pokemon I chose on Christmas 2003, when I first got my Silver Game Boy Advance SP and my Sapphire version. The orange chicken will always have a huge place in my heart, from the moment I chose Torchic to when I defeated the league with my Blaziken. I've pretty much always chosen a Torchic as my starter Pokemon no matter what. I remember their cries very clearly and the first time my Blaziken learnt Blaze Kick. These memories have stayed with me for more than 10 years and Torchic is very sentimental. Even Blaziken's Mega form is amazing and extremely fast. Even in the anime, Torchic was my favourite Pokemon in the Hoenn series. It was May's first Pokemon and eventually evolved into a Blaziken, which was so cool. The entire Pokemon is flawless in my eyes. Well, that concludes my list of my top 10 favourite starter Pokemon. Please comment down below with your favourite starter Pokemon and subscribe if you'd like to see more Pokemon related content. Thank you so much for watching and see you later, Feraligatr. In a while, Totodile.